Push-ups is one of those OG exercises that many of us have done since we started to make some sort of exercise in our outside or inside of the gym, like in our PT class during high school or in our sports team practices in physical training days. I remember those days that were very intense. And this exercise is very effective if done in the proper ways. And because there are so many variations, I will be focusing in more than 10 different variations that can be done in order to progress and make some gains in our chest, as well as in our triceps and even the shoulders too. But first, before going to the exercises, we need to first explain the anatomy of this exercise. The push-ups works mostly the chest muscles, aka the pectoralis muscles, both the sternoidal and the claviculo-pectoralis muscles, meaning that we can target the upper chest too. This exercise also can work the triceps brachii muscles and even the shoulders, depending on what variation of the push-ups you are performing. But if you want to optimize, I think that focusing in the chest will be the best bet for you. As for the biomechanics of this exercise, or the biomechanics of the push-ups, we mostly work in the sagittal plane of movement, as when we do the exercise since the bottom position, the elbows will flex and contract to lift ourselves up from the floor, as well as our shoulders will extend and contract once we do the push-up movement up and down, in which we also use the frontal plane of the human anatomy plane too. So this movement pattern activates the chest in order to make its contraction, and that is why this exercise is very effective for targeting the chest. Now, as to how to do this very simple yet very hard exercise for some, including myself back when I started, the most important thing I do is to do it with the right technique. And so for this example, we start at the bottom position at the floor, like I just mentioned right now, where we have our elbows in a 45-degree angle from our torso, and using our arms, chest and shoulders, we try to squeeze our biceps in order as if they were going to touch each other. And yeah, even though this is physically impossible, because if you're trying to do this, you're gonna break your clavicular, then this is the way we lift up the ground, using our chest and fully contracted it at the top position. Now let's go to the fun part. Now that we have a better understanding on how the push-ups are made, how the push-ups are done, how is the anatomy and biomechanics of this exercise, we're going to mention the 10 push-up variations and rank them in a tier list to see which one holds the top spot, while the bottom worst one holds the bottom. And the bottom of them all will be the first one in this list, and it's the wall push-ups. Now, I'm not saying this is a useless type of push-up. Here's the thing, actually. This is only for those who are very heavy, who don't have the opinion to perform it completely against gravity on the floor. So this exercise is a well fit for those who need to lose massive amounts of weight, or they're just starting at the gym. So if you still want to reap some benefits of the push-ups, of course, if you're very heavy, but if you're in a healthy body weight, this is just unnecessary to do, and for you mostly, and for most people. So for this reason, I am putting this exercise in the C tier, as it helps some people who are just starting to go to the gym, like I just mentioned right now. The second exercise I will be mentioning in this list is going to be the flat push-ups. And here's this thing. This is of course a good starting exercise if you're new as well. But if you already have some good gains from this exercise, there is tons of ways to progress this exercise, as I will mention in the following exercises and variations of the push-ups. So for this reason, doing solely push-ups with the same amount of reps and sets week by week will not grow your chest. So for this reason, as it's not that progress friendly, that I'm gonna put this one also in the C tier. Número 3, let's get now with the fun stuff, actually. And here is where we add some goodies to make this exercise a bit harder and a bit more challenging and way fun. And let's first start by manipulating our grip position. And for the third push-up variation, we're talking about the diamond push-up. This is a great variation as you can focus more in your chest fibers and is biomechanically more challenging to do. So this can be one of the first ways to progress in the push-up, but still doesn't have the pros as the next exercises on this video. But still, because it's a good progression from the normal push-ups, this one of course deserves a higher spot in the B tier. The fourth push-up variation is another push-up that is in the diamond grip position, or a diamond push-up variation that we can do is also the diamond push-up in the medicine ball. And because of the continuous movement of the medicine ball, our body will also require to stay still and use more hardly our chest, triceps, and even some shoulder fibers, making this exercise a bit more harder to do. So this can also be a good way to progress in the push-ups, or just simply to do it as a finisher after your workout, especially on push days, like Jeff Nipper programs mentioned. So this one can go in the B tier too, as if you start adding weight, it will become more uncomfortable to perform this exercise, and for that reason we need to mention the next push-up variations that are gonna be weighted more easily. Fifth exercise, when we want to actually start adding some difficulty to this exercise, a great way is by adding a resistance band, which will be the fifth variation of push-ups in this video. And the next three exercises will be some variations depending on what chest specification you want to target. For the first one of the resistance band list, we have the flat push-up with a resistance band. This is also a good path to go for progression from the normal push-ups too. And an awesome plus is that if you have heavier or harder resistance bands at home or at your gym, you can progressively overload with this exercise, which is amazing. So for this reason, this one goes at the B tier. The sixth exercise that we will be mentioning is that when it comes to hitting the upper chest with resistance bands, a great way is to do decline resistance band push-ups, where we can focus more in hitting the upper chest, as this is a muscle that some of us lag, of course, and this can be a great way to add some volume to your chest exercises by adding this one to your routine. So this exercise actually holds the first spot in the A tier. The seventh exercise for this tier list is now the incline push-ups with the resistance band, and this is a great exercise. Well, if you actually perform this exercise, you'll soon realize that after some weeks it's gonna be a bit more uncomfortable to your wrists, and it's a bit more easy than even the flat push-ups with the resistance bands or the decline one. So for this reason, it's safe to say that this one goes in the C tier, as you can optimize with the resistance band rather with the flat push-ups or the decline push-ups with the resistance band, because trust me, you really can mess up your wrists in that one. So the eighth one, we're not done yet, of course, as another great way to progress in this exercise is by adding some weight in the form in putting a weighted plate in your back, as this is the most safer way, as it will not roll out as dumbbells do or other type of equipment does. As one of the pros of this variation, we can also progressively overload in push-ups week by week by adding some sort of weight to make it even more challenging. And of course, you don't hurt your wrists too much. Back in the days where I started my fitness journey, this exercise has always been very useful to grow my chest. So you can also do this exercise as a finisher and will be even more stimulating. So this will definitely go in the A tier, as maybe when you get as heavy as 50 pounds, it will start to get more hard to progress with weight. And the next exercise is going to fix this. Now we can even do some more combination for this exercise, and even a harder variation, which is the ninth variation in this video, can be a resistance banded push-up with some weight plate at the top, as this will create even more tension in your muscles to work on, making it easier to reach failure and actually work your chest muscles. Because when we do push-ups, we want to cheat, right? So this is going to be harder to cheat. So this, of course, is when you already have some experience at the gym, but for the pros this exercise has, this can go definitely in the S tier. Now, as for the 10th variation of this video, actually the two last variations, some other variations, we can also talk of the incline and decline normal push-ups. And these aren't that bad, of course, but the thing is that these are more friendly for beginners again. But if you have some experience already at the gym, I think there's many variations already mentioned that you can progress instead of just doing a normal push-up. And for this reason, I think these two variations are going to be in the C tier, because there's so many great ways to do this exercise. Now, of course, this tier list is not set in stone for you or for anyone to follow it, of course, as some of us will be more beginners and other will be more advanced in our training experience, and we would like to do more challenging exercises or more easier exercises depending on where we are, because if we are beginners, we don't need to stimulate that much to grow. Instead, if we're more advanced, we need to actually work way more harder. So if I really help you master which exercise is the best for you, you can subscribe to my channel, you can like the video for weekly videos like this, and if you're still a bit confused, you can click my personal training down below in this video if you're still confused. And again, guys, if you like this tier list, make sure to follow me for more videos like this. I have been enjoying them, and I will keep doing these types of videos. And yeah, I hope you like them. Check out my other tier list videos in my playlist, and see y'all in the next video.